Hello, everyone, and welcome to a quarterfinal match in the ShuffleIT Championship 2020. The match is between nasmith99 and Cat of the Year. I am Akuchi, and I am joined in commentary by Mick Sanok.
Hi.
I'll take a quick look at the bracket here. So there were over 400 participants in this year's tournament, and now we're down to just 8. N.A. Smith, 99, the number one seed. Um, but he's had a tough road. He had to take you out, Mick.
Not too tough.
That was back in the round
Maybe
of
maybe
32,
maybe
right?
maybe accepting me a tough bracket. Um,
But yeah,
yeah,
Cat.
back in the round of 32, we were seated against each other.
And Cat of the Year comes in as the 56 seed, so bit of a surprise.
Yeah, nice overperformance there of their seed. On this board, I mean, already seen one card in A Smith's hand. It looks nice though. Maybe not that nice given the rest of it. We'll see. I didn't get to what the fives are yet, but um, yeah, this is kind of lacking, I guess, in terms of how much you can build up. But it's still, of course, easy to get to it's a consistent kind of deck using Chapel. Um,
Yeah, there's no plus actions, so are we gonna see some research draw?
I don't know.
Could be nice
Uh,
with Alliance.
yeah, that's true. I never have much success with the like intentionally getting research to trash expensive things, but
Ah, interesting. I found that when it's the only way to draw, it's like, despite being awkward, it's the thing to do.
yeah. I mean, I guess here I think probably um if I was really worried about drawing cards, I might try Apo and Dungeon, but I don't know. I mean, it's just tough here without Village to build up gains, of course, because all the extra gains are terminal.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, accepting an alliance, but
So Villain Open from N.A. Smith 99. He's gonna pair that with Chapel, no doubt. Villain's nice if you manage to hit their Chapel hand. They won't get to trash an estate.
yep,
And
yeah, I like the villain open certainly versus the other. I think versus the other options.
yeah, we'll see what Cat of the Year does on this 4 coin hand. I think Silver Dungeon Research Potion all seem okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you open Chapel, there's probably Apo is not the line.
I guess not.
um, the yeah, I think you just take a silver.
I guess Night Watchman does guarantee a chapel trashing 2 estates, but then you have a Night Watchman. Oh, that's what Cat of the Year is going to go for.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I guess it you could lose one of the estates, right? From their perspective at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it works out for them.
Yeah, and I assume that Night Watchman is ultimately going to be trashed because it's just not going to do a whole lot, and there's Wolf Den. You
Yeah,
sure don't want to.
I think what's gonna probably happen. I don't know how much you build. I kind of expect Na Smith to just buy golds. I don't know. Um, is the idea that you can do like rogue research stuff, or what is the research angle supposed to be? Alliance.
Yeah, I mean, it gets awkward when you're trash down real thin because the research, like your early researches, aren't gonna set much aside. You just need a bunch of stuff in your deck for the research thing to pay off, and Chapel kind of goes against that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I expect NA Smith to just, take some tokens and have some golds and buy provinces and maybe alliances.
Yeah, it seems reasonable. If I remember correctly, N.A. Smith has a pretty low opinion of Alliance uh,
Hmm.
from his chatter on the Thunder Dominion channel.
Yeah, maybe they just stick with provinces for a bit.
Yeah, I think especially when your deck is thin, Alliance is a way to really, make it. Who knows what's going to happen? But coffers help there. Interesting choice for
I
Cat of
don't.
the Year here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about NA Smith's pick either, to be honest.
Hmm. I wonder if his choice would have changed if he had managed to see in a state or two.
And Cat of the Year, they kind of have uh, sort of symmetric looking decisions here caused by different things. Um, but who was a dungeon? Nobody has a dungeon down, right? You just mean a dungeon in the. I mean, what Wandering Winter said. Um. So Cat of the Year opts for the trashing.
Ooh, this is a interesting hand for Cat of the Year. Can potentially trash everything but a copper and then just have a nice three-card hand.
Yeah.
A three-card deck, excuse me.
Yeah, I guess you do it because you don't get to. Well, the villains are a
Yeah,
pain.
villain
Well,
would
you
really
can
hurt.
discard the chapel. I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the I have to assume NA Smith just does the trashing now.
Yeah, I mean,
That
if
you're
you can
hitting two
trash,
estates and copper. I mean,
yeah, you can trash your remaining two estates.
maybe he's counting something to consider whether. I mean, the annoying thing is uh, the dungeon next turn decreases your hand size
Oh,
if you trash everything. Um, or no, not quite. No, you're still okay. I take that back. No, maybe it does by like one card. Anyway, I think the dungeon gets a little awkward if you that. Yeah, he keeps a copper. Um, okay, it was fine though.
well, no, he bought a silver there.
He used it. Okay, sorry,
Yeah,
I missed that. All right, okay. Yeah, so if he had trash, he'd be down two cards, and then they would have lost a card from hand.
it's really awkward to not see the silver here as Cat of the Year. You kind of lose a turn.
Yeah, it just looks really tough. Yeah, who's gonna buy silver? If you mean cat of the year, they don't have any money.
Yeah, silver on turn 7. That's
Yeah,
just
they can do it then. It's just
slow build. In fact, one might argue that. Could one argue that this is a case where Chapel itself, like, might not be worth it? I mean, obviously for NA Smith it was, but
Like for the game at all?
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, if they try it like an apothecary line.
yeah. I guess my thinking there is maybe like potion dungeon open, and then you get like a research, so you can actually get rid of the estates.
So Cat of the Year did what Steph was suggesting. Pick up a copper so they have 5 this hand. Um, Cat of the Year does look just way behind.
Right. I mean, they're gonna pick up a villain and start to mirror like 2 turns behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting choice on how many of these coppers to trash. At least one, presumably.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd go ahead and trade the copper for a trash. So I would buy the gold like I would do what Steph is saying.
Yeah, definitely buy gold here, I think.
I don't think it's like a huge deal either way, but
Yeah.
I don't think Ranger really works in these decks.
I think at some point you do pick up a second villain as your deck gets bigger, and then you get rid of the -3 from Wolf Den. But
Yeah,
goes for it right now.
goes right now.
Guess
I
with
do.
dungeon you can avoid the collision.
Yeah, though you could also argue that with dungeon you're just playing the one villain often enough anyway.
True. Yeah.
Maybe. Um, I think I would just toss the dungeon and just play villain buy gold as NA Smith here.
Mm-hmm.
Goes with the silver.
It's gonna be sad if he sees the villain, but there are some good draws here too. If you redraw like gold silver, then you are
Gold,
better
yeah.
off.
Yeah, mostly finding the gold.
Yeah, gold
Otherwise, other,
chapel is also okay.
yeah. Otherwise, it's like finding the. Yeah, this is not so nice. The the upside, I guess, is just get the dungeon down earlier, but I don't know, not that exciting. The dungeons aren't even like that good here either, just because you're trashed and you have the discard attacks are coming out. So
Yeah, they'll be a little better once screening starts, but definitely a weak board for dungeon.
mhm.
And now Cat of the Year managed to get a second gold before NA Smith did.
Yeah,
Could be province time.
yeah, you could alliance.
Yeah, the dungeons make alliance better for NA Smith.
I would be pretty okay with also just taking gold.
If your plan is alliance, taking one more gold seems okay.
I mean, like you just have to spend 4 coffers already to alliance here. I mean, you'd be able to line some at some point again, but
3 coffers.
oh, 3. Oh, alliance is 10. For some reason, I assumed my error was in adding up the value of silver and gold, and not in
10 coins for 10 points.
not in the difference.
Oh, wow. We were waiting
Let's
a
go
while
for
for
the
that
alliance.
decision. Interesting. Wonder what cat of the year was thinking about there. Guess he must have been thinking about trashing copper.
Yep.
Doesn't see the dungeon.
Goes with another alliance.
Big point lead now.
Yeah, I guess you just take whatever you can get of province or alliance, or even duchies.
And at some point, it makes sense to get another chapel, but not for a while.
Oh, and collision here for cat of the year. I wonder if NA Smith will spin the coffers or if they'll just sit on them for a little bit more. Right, you can trash. It's not really, I don't know. Trashing coppers at this point doesn't
I mean, you can still sit on them by buying gold or buying duchy.
help you hugely. Yeah, he
Yeah.
buys gold. Right, I was just reading the chat. Yeah, this is just $4 with that before you spend coffers is so rough.
I, I don't know if the game's going to go on long enough, but I would like a couple dungeons for cat of the year. Trouble is, that's 2 buys.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think it can. I mean, okay, like Cat is gonna lose this game, right? So the uh, it's hard to think through what kinds of things are worth even make any kind of meaningful differences on the outcome. Uh, pays it to and is an alliance, just a province. I assume NA Smith maybe just provinces. I think is
Probably.
probably the thing to do here.
I think if you get like 2 alliances and 2 provinces, you're pretty golden. So he's already got the 2 alliances, so yeah, I like a province here. He's also got an extra duchy, so seems
Mm-hmm.
pretty
Yeah,
impossible to
and this
lose.
this hand's gonna be, by alliance spending probably very little coffers. Well, no more than one. I guess the hand's already as good as it can be. So one coffer, I guess. Um, Cat of the Alliances, and NA Smith can just click the province. All right.
Right, that was Annie Smith's start.
Yeah, that was definitely a rough one to go against the 5-2 on. Don't know that the Night Watchman really did much for Cat of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, each buy was like so precious.
Right, right. And then you get to that point where you're like you trash a little and then you're buying a copper just to go back to 5, and then on
So,
a turn that you're trashing the Night Watchman as well. So it's like so many turns that aren't moving you forward very much.
so this board doesn't have literally 0 plus actions, but it's just Citadel.
Yeah. Well,
So you,
you can shift an action with Tactician. So you can, if I don't know that there's anything on this board to like really make that useful, but
yeah,
you can
there's.
you can move an action, I guess, from one turn to the next.
I think Horse works really well with Citadel, so I think I'd be inclined to play with Groom at some point. And you can always like scrap things.
Yeah, I would open with a scrap and probably a groom. Then I guess they probably will start fighting over flag between the groom and the scrap
Yeah.
um, at some point.
So there's a cool interaction where with Hireling and Citadel, where if you do play it first on your turn, you do get double the benefit for the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
game. But you have to pass up, all the other actions that turn.
You also have to buy a citadel and a hireling,
Well, I mean, Citadel is
and
a given. That's the
yeah,
most
but
most important thing on the board.
it just happens very long time from now.
Yeah,
Maybe still worth doing, but
yeah. I would definitely look not to like rush Citadel, but you definitely if you can hit Citadel before your opponent, that's going to be a pretty big boon, I think.
this is another board though. It's like you don't. I don't know. It's very they're very weird or kind of weak,
Yeah. So
which
for
usually to me makes me confused because there's like a number of things that might be okay to buy, but I don't have any. I don't have any vision for the deck at all.
freaky mentions with Tactician, you could play the Hireling twice with Citadel and then keep going on your turn. Trouble I see with Tactician here is all the like non-treasure money is
Mm-hmm.
terminal with like except for scrap, which is really weak money.
Yeah, well, it would just be a tactician. I think a single if you're ever that you're just doing to
Hmm.
have some really nice turn
Which could make
now and
sense
again.
to spike Citadel also. So N.A. Smith opened Flag Bearer,
Yep.
and now Cat of the Year got to respond by grooming a Flag Bearer. This is going to get ugly pretty soon, I think, in terms of terminals people can't play. You need those
Yeah.
scraps to take care of them.
Yeah. So will NA Smith use their 6 here on a hireling, or will they? I guess you can advance it as well, right? Yeah. Just advance the hireling. Then you get your key, or you get whatever it's called, the flag. Get the flag back. Um,
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's really awkward, or it's just kind of funny that you would rather advance an action when you don't have to, but Flag Bearer makes that the case. Tactician instead of hireling. Yeah, just trying to get that Citadel early, I think, is what N.A. Smith is doing.
I mean, it's just because some of the things you did some by Citadel Apo and to I mean, I don't know about the whether you get to do the double hireling thing or not, but in theory it can make it easier to play a hireling for Citadel and then do some other stuff.
We'll see if Cat of the Year responds with a tactician of their own. They've got an option here.
Cat of the Year buys a count, which is not what I expected.
Nope. Guess we'll see what the plan is with that count.
Not a happy scrap hand here either.
Well, you just got to groom for a state first. Then maybe you get to draw an estate to scrap.
Yeah. I guess you're probably grooming for a scrap and advancing your scrap. I don't know.
It's
NA
yeah.
Smith NA Smith does do the gamble where he doesn't take an action on the draw. There was a some potential for sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to trigger that shuffle, um, but didn't draw the tactician, so it worked out for them.
Guess maybe you just groom for a flag bearer. Yeah, as Cat of the Year, you don't want to give up that flag for too long. I wouldn't mind having a second scrap here.
You actually, this is not the turn where you have to do it though, right? Because you know your opponent is drawing tactician.
I mean, it's
I
good
don't
for
know.
you to have another card,
That's true. That's true.
and it potentially makes it awkward. Um, well, I guess at some point N.A. Smith got a groom, so less awkward now.
yeah, I don't think. I mean, NA Smith will be able to take it back on their turn if they want to.
Yeah, I don't know if you want that hireling before you have Citadel, so I think there's gonna be some pretty awkward turns for Cat of the Year.
Buys a gold.
That's so many terminals.
Yeah,
What is this count doing?
I would have rather gotten another or another scrap off the groom, but I mean it's hard for me to account for the flag properly.
I think I like the groom for the flag and then just buy another scrap instead of advancing into hireling. Because you're gonna want to scrap like estate and flag bearer, so you're gonna be happy with two scraps, I think.
Yep. Um, NA
Yes,
Smith here.
needs to make sure he hits 8, and then otherwise find a way to maximize the turn.
Are the last two cards both coppers?
I think so.
They must be. Yeah. So you can draw the coppers. You can
You can scrap for coin, but you can also scrap for silver if you prefer that.
mm, if you wanted to do the other thing, you need to do the order differently.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
play the scrap before the horse.
The groom before the scrap. You can groom for flag bearer there, and then you have flag bearer and horse, and then you just swap scrap. You draw one of the actions in coin, and then you can do advance and citadel.
Uh, oh,
You groom for a flag, you get a flag bearer and horse johns. You take card. You have seven. You have seven in hand. You take card coin.
so we get a count trash from Cat of the Air. It's a pretty good one, I guess.
Yep.
So I'm curious to see if N.A. Smith will end up playing Tactician anymore.
I don't know. I guess here one thing you can do is take buy and do advances. Um,
Yeah, Tactician is a nice scrap target, but N.A. Smith only has the one scrap right now. Probably, I don't know if they want a second, because that is their last estate.
they do take the buy.
Ooh,
You take
nice.
a gold.
Yeah, and a Necromancer. So one thing that's nice about Necromancer is you can apprentice a horse, and then you just have a horse you're guaranteed to be able to play each turn. Although you won't be in quite as good shape if you Citadel the Necromancer. Still good though.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you're ahead, also you can throw the horses in there and
Multiply. Yep.
get more necromancers, and you can just sort of run away with whatever advantage you have.
Right. You can scrap the horses and then groom for Necromancers, and then yeah, play the Necromancers as horses. It's pretty good stuff.
Lets you build up a little more. So the draw ends up not being bad at all here. Then the payload, I guess, is just a little underwhelming, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so N.A. Smith decides to kind of skip a turn to take advantage of the double hireling.
I I I would rather do the horse for sure. I would rather do more of my turn. There's a lot more you could do in the turn.
And I think this is a pretty bad outcome where, oh, never mind. N.A. Smith is going to draw two cards, and then they get to decide. Um, but they don't have a horse down there, so a little awkward.
It's just like the if you citadel the horse there, you just get a lot more action on that turn anyway.
So Cat of the Air finally manages to get their Citadel. Awkward hand for it, though. Three terminal actions coming up.
Just got to get those estates.
I don't know. Getting one estate. I don't know how crazy that is.
I don't know. I mean, what are the four cards?
There's a scrap in there, I think. Or is that gone for good?
I mean, you're gonna see one scrap,
I
or
know
not
that
one scrap. You're gonna see one more card. There is a scrap in the trash, and if
Yeah, never
it's
mind.
cat of the
Don't
years.
get an estate.
I don't know that there's any really nice, very nice thing to draw.
Oh, interesting. So yeah, because there's a scrap in the trash, N.A. Smith was able to play it with Necromancer, trash the Tactician for all the good things. Except card. Wow. Of all the things to pass up.
Honda is imagining a thing that is not real. Um, but it sounds fantastic. The
No, Citadel is not at the start of your turn. You don't get to order it.
yes, Nerdbound. Something like that could make it.
People like to talk about the double tactician dream.
Yeah, that's like the the oldest. There's just a million threads and a million discussions of ways to get a single tactician played twice or whatever on a turn.
Never mind
Not a
whether
series, just
it's
to get
worth doing.
multiple. Yeah, just it's happened in a real game like 5 times. And A Smith goes ahead and takes a province.
Yes, I mean, Cat of the Year did get to trash 3 copper. Uh, they've got that going for them.
Wandering Winter used them all up. J Nails. This is so sad. I guess you could, if you just want to stay on track of the provincing, you could play your count or play your flag bearer, I guess.
Yeah, it sure is sad.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think, the hand I imagined when I underestimated Citadel when it was first revealed. I was like, it's going to be so awkward if all you have is terminals in your starting hand. Turns out, this is the exception and not the rule. But to make your deck better in the future, you kind of need to play Groom and get those horses. Maybe Groom for Flag Bearer, Groom for Scrap isn't terrible. Does the estate. Now, if you're a madman, you could actually trash with count here.
Yeah.
You know, you get the scrap with your second play of Groom, top deck the gold, trash with count, get the flag back.
Is Cat of the Year's other card down there? Is there still a hireling down in there? Is that what's or
No,
does N.A. Smith have the other hireling?
they're both
Okay.
in play.
Oh. It was I did the mouse over thing, but it was in play because start of turn moves it where you can't see it from the mouse over part.
But yeah, so Cat of the Year decides to follow on provinces, probably prudent. Um, they're going to get to play Necromancer twice. Huh. Goes for Apprentice instead of a Scrap. Well, now he can scrap the estate if he wants, which is pretty good. On the other hand, yeah, it does. I was thinking, well, an estate gives him the lead, but I mean, they've got grooms; they can get estates later.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Poor Honda.
See, he hasn't played Spy yet. So he could actually groom for something like Necromancer, and then he could play the Necromancer as Spy and top deck a horse. I like that a lot.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take a quick break. Be back in a few minutes.
All right. I'm sorry, everyone. It's just not going to happen here. I mean, I want it to happen as much as anybody, but it's just not there. I mean, I can't prove it, Wandering Winder. He's trolling. He's just joking, JC Threats. Oh, but yeah, flag is even worse. Um, what's NA Smith gonna do here? Well, I bet they'll be able to manage to buy a province drawing 50 cards. I guess Cat of the Year can gain duchies better than NA Smith. That's maybe the one thing we can say for their deck.
I think Cat of the Year's in a pretty okay spot. They've got the flag. They've uh they've got, they're even on points right now.
Yeah.
And three fewer copper in deck.
Yeah, I don't think they're out of it. I mean, the I guess I expect somehow NA Smith's superior draw to, but I guess maybe it gets, canceled out by the the coppers. Um,
At the moment, the draw is even, but I'm sure N.A. Smith will get himself a flag bearer.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Ooh, or not.
Kills the groom. That's very strange to me. That's extremely strange to me. Is it a double? It's a double. Going for the double.
Ah, okay.
I'm just gonna assume Cat of the Year counted for, or not Cat of the Year. NA Smith counted for Cat. that there's not any line of doubling for cat of the year. But with groom in the trash, I mean, you can get silver, so maybe, well, just an estate. Yeah, I do. I mean, I do mean that water wonder, but
Mm. Yeah, it's actually that was pretty not pretty. That was a really smart play because I think that kind of just gets rid of all cat of the year's options.
what is? Do we have any idea what these 6 cards are? One's a groom. Um,
There might be a third. Wait, what did he gain with his
so
groom
gold
last turn?
province groom. Are any of the
Necromancer?
flag bearers still hanging around? No, they're gone.
He's got a necromancer.
Okay. Well, I guess if you're trying to get money, you would do count, gain coppers, gain coin.
Or groom gain silver.
Right. I was thinking on the Citadel, maybe even.
Oh, I was thinking
I was thinking
you get the
Citadel, the
draw, but
Citadel, the count.
hmm.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so if you get, I'm not sure if you want the coppers then, but I guess you don't want to discard either.
Right. Just assuming you're not doing like gain and play, or that if you do draw, the copper is still probably good for you. Um,
Yeah, okay. So if he double plays
oh yeah,
count,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
got the
You're
eight.
right. Sycomatic. Yeah, I was confused. I'm thinking
The tricky
tactician
thing
world.
is you'd need one of the necromancers would have to be a scrap.
Um,
And also Cat of the Year loses if he just buys 2 provinces, so
yeah, yeah. You have to groom for a state or something, or I guess count for duchy. Um, and you also have to use goodbye.
yep, which is necromancer for
Um,
scrap.
yeah.
No obvious target to trash here.
I assume it would be the gold.
I think we can safely say that a win is not possible. I'm a little confused by grooming for a state there. Oh, there's a groom in the trash. That's nice. Never mind. Wait, another estate?
Hmm. I don't think those are gonna do much for you.
Was there a possibility there if one of the grooms was for silver and then that scrap was for like buy card horse, but you played it before your groom for estate so that you got the horse into the shuffle?
Um. hmm.
I feel like there might have been.
I mean, I would have spent more time looking for lines, certainly. Um, I was actually, I'll probably go back and play this in game because I am curious about what different things you can do for sure.
So I'm thinking like if one groom is for silver, and then you play a necromancer as scrap to get the plus buy and also a card and a horse, and then I think that leaves you with like an empty. Your deck is empty, and then you have a discard pile so you can play Groom for a state, and then if you see the horse, maybe you have enough to win.
I
That's
don't know.
that's what I was thinking. It wouldn't be guaranteed by any means, but I think it was a chance. As it was, N.A. Smith goes up 2-0.
Yeah, I wouldn't have province there. I don't think it mattered a whole lot, but it seemed like provincing there for Cat of the Year is not helping. You can like wait for them to have the dud, I think.
I think
I
you,
don't know.
with count, you probably can end up winning with three provinces. It seems possible. But the tricky thing there is N.A. Smith can set up like a zombie mason on province to mill it.
What did N.A. Smith have to set it up?
Spy.
Right. So they have to, I mean, they have to shuffle it basically.
Yeah,
Right.
it's unlikely, I guess.
I mean, you can always look for it, try it, of course, but because they didn't have the count. Um,
All right, so I guess advisor is our main draw here. Also, village courtyard is something. This looks like a you can get deck control, but it's a pretty weak um, payload board.
yeah, yeah. For Cat of the Year, I would go Courtyard Vamp
Yeah,
and N.A. Smith, I guess Bounty Hunter or something.
possibly also courtyard.
Mm-hmm. You can fare your forums.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Whether you do it, I don't know. It's like you don't have there's lots of draw, but uh you know, almost no payload.
Yep.
The gains are a real problem. And not action gains like the I guess mostly no way to get multiple provinces.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wolf then
Right.
again. But yeah, we saw the expected um, courtyard vampire, courtyard bounty hunter opens. Looks pretty. Well, nobody sees
Yeah, no one found the
anything.
courtyard
Turn
or
three.
in yeah. So we'll see if someone becomes even sadder or
Yeah. I mean,
I
N.A.
guess the
Smith is pretty
I
like.
guess
Oh, I don't know. I guess he's kind of sad either way now. But Cat of the Year could be really sad if the bounty hunter is in the bottom two cards.
a Cat of the Year has the vampire, but
Oh, sorry, vice
um
versa.
yeah. But the yeah, I mean, I guess if you see the court, the sad thing, I guess, is I guess it's not that big of a shuffle, but like here, I assume you just do you play the courtyard as N.A. Smith?
I think
I
so.
think I guess it gets you to 5, but
Do you even second bounty hunter? I guess is not what I would have done. Not saying it's bad, of course, but I think I would have gotten an advisor there with the intention of getting a vampire here. I guess you can still get a vampire. I just like the extra gains on this board. As you mentioned, it's tough to get extra gains that aren't for him.
and Cat of the Year has the same kind of problem. It's like you make your bat, are you going to make your bat miss?
There's
Movie's
also
fine.
less upside for Cat of the Year, I think, of playing the courtyard.
Right. Right.
I guess you're happy to buy a village.
I would think a vampire is pretty easy. A pretty easy buy there for Nasmith.
Yeah. And he Smith's next turn, I think there's a pretty interesting choice to just get rid of an estate and like buy a village.
They're not really any more likely to be drawn with bat. JC thrusts. I mean, the triggering doesn't really make them. But sure, triggering the shuffle without the estates is reasonable, reasonably good. Um,
So what do you gain off of this vampire as Cat of the Year?
I would take a forum, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, why would anyone have a village? I don't think village is that important. It would be fine to get them, but why would you top deck vampire? I mean, I guess you'll still play it, but I mean, I guess you have to consider that against whether the attacking sooner. Well,
I think if you want to buy Advisor, you want to top deck estate instead of vampire. That guarantees that your bounty hunter can hit the estate.
yeah, if you draw it at all.
Sure, yeah.
Right, but no, but yeah, what you're saying is right. There'll be if bounty hunter's in hand, it'll be paired with an estate. Because there's another estate.
If you top deck
Wait,
estate and
I
estate
don't
is
understand.
one of your
I
bottom
thought,
two cards,
yeah,
then you get to target estate with bounty hunter. If you top deck vampire, you don't get to do that.
yeah. That's what I thought, John. That's why I was confused about your next thing. I mean, I understand it was rhetorical by AA, but yeah. Um.
All right, so we got two vampires for N.A.
Anyway,
Smith. And indeed, the bounty hunter was not able to.
find an estate.
Yeah.
Did get two forums though.
Yeah. I'd like to get some advisors.
Yeah, now I would for sure. Well, I mean, count. I think with bounty hunter and between bounty hunter and vampire, I think the junk dealer is probably not really in the cards at this point for anyone.
Yeah. N.A. Smith has four thinners in their deck, albeit, vampires only thinning half the time.
If they go for another form, I will be a little sad about that. Over an advise. Oh, they get bats. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's reasonable.
I think you. I mean, buying silver is a thing you can also do as cat of the year because I don't know how you're hitting a lot of money. You get to hit money once when you get this estate, but
Right. Yeah, you do need to put in some treasures or a vault, one or the other. Maybe you do just do vault. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
I'd say a lot of forums.
Yeah, this is the where you end up discarding forums to forums. We're gonna reach that point for cat of the year, maybe. Maybe right here.
All right.
Yeah, this was quite nice, really. And cat of the year's deck is basically advisor proof in terms of the downside of advisor. Um,
Yeah, having all those forums is very nice for adding in some advisors. I wonder if cat of the year might get a second vampire here. It's a little bit. Hmm. I don't know. You might run out
forums,
of stuff to trash.
yeah, forum silver advisor doesn't seem too bad, though. You could do gold advisor as well. Or yeah, like you said, the second vampire. I don't know how you. It's a little hard to end with, or it's potentially a little hard to actually end with two copies of the night cards in the correct. Uh, I guess you can control it pretty well
You
with
can.
bounty hunter stuff,
Yeah, you can potentially like bounty hunter a bat once you're done trashing.
right? And then play your vampire or whatever at the
Yeah,
end and have it go back.
that's kind of like that's usually the way things wind up in games like these, where you run out of stuff to trash. The vampires are so good, you're always going to play them, but sometimes you don't play the bat. They just end up as bats.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just get a little extra benefit with bounty hunter exiling one of them. There's got to be advisor. Blow my mind if it's not.
The only other thing I might have been okay with a vault instead of a gold, though. I don't know.
I like the second vampire. I think best.
Gains of village. Yeah.
But
I don't think that's it.
you have only one terminal action.
Yeah.
I think it's N.A. Smith. I'd strongly consider Bounty Hunter the Bounty Hunter. Since you've got the... Oh, I guess that's not in the cards.
The real problem with Village is it's like an angle. I don't know if it's an angle so you can get a second courtyard and fix your Wolfden, but then you also have to get a second village. Like it's um
And you don't have many gains for that because you
yeah,
only have the one vampire, which you see at best every other turn, but
yeah.
probably not. Well, you got
Right.
forums.
Right. You can just yeah, you're right, Johns. I mean, I think he'll play it. I think he'll probably play the night cards pretty well as far as getting the play in every turn. Um, but the still the number of gains is just I don't know what the village is doing for you at all.
Cat of the Year in a situation where they also probably don't want to trash their. Is that their last estate? Yeah, they don't want to trash that estate. Ideally, they bounty hunter it. It's pretty annoying to go down in Wolf Den points and then you have to buy an estate at some point in the future. So yeah, I think I would discard the estate and copper, play the courtyard, top deck the village you sadly draw, or one of your 5 forums. And maybe you actually don't even. Maybe discarding courtyard estate is correct there. But yeah, I don't think. Cat of the Year might not realize how awkward it is to trash that estate.
Mm. So they did go for the second courtyard. So the village does appear to have been designed to fix the wolf den for courtyard, but of course, a single village is a weird way to do that. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I assume he'll be getting another village at some point.
yeah.
But I would have just liked worry about that later. Like you can even just get a courtyard and forget about the village thing. Advisor just seems much more efficient draw, especially off of Vampire, which doesn't have any cost consideration. Yes, you buy a forum as N.A. Smith because you sure don't want to end up with just one of them as Cat of the Year snags the last three
That would be
forums.
that would be pretty funny. We could get some pretty funny Wolfden situations. Like N.A. Smith has been shuffling this curse around, avoiding exiling it, right? Because he wants to hit it with a bat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and then that form thing could happen.
But yeah, I mean, this is forum or advisor, right? I think I prefer forum at this point. Hmm? N.A. Smith prefers
Oh, they already
advisor.
have two forums,
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Never mind. I
so
like the advisor.
that seems good. So cat of the year now. No one really has the money to buy provinces yet either. Uh, I mean, cat of the year could probably get there with a weird bounty hunter choice, but
Oh, hmm. Okay. Do you discard the forum here and do the same plan where you courtyard top deck forum, or Just so many forums.
Yeah, I guess you can set one copper aside and play courtyard, and you'll draw a copper, and you can still get gold. And I guess you vampire for a village. Oh wait, they haven't. They may not get the.
Whoa!
That's odd.
What are
So
you
you
gonna
can't.
buy? Province?
They're going form. Oh, they're getting the form back. Okay, that looks pretty nice actually. This line looks pretty nice.
Okay. Okay, I see that.
I
I
mean,
see
it
that.
it it might. Maybe you
Wouldn't
could have gotten a copper aside. I'm not sure, but
On the other hand, maybe you want to enable bat as much as you can. I don't know if there are going to be 7 turns left in the game, so probably you're fine with just the 2 coppers.
the what we really need to hope for is a locust on a single on something that only has two, that someone has two of at the end.
Right, NA Smith's
That's what we.
forums are
Yeah,
vulnerable to the
yeah.
locust threat.
All the cats are out here supporting one another. Yeah, cat of the year looks like they're in a good spot now.
I think I think I like NA Smith's position. Well, if he had drawn bad here, I would have liked it.
I mean, cat of the year also, I guess, had quite a bad draw given their deck to not find the forum, to not find any of them.
Oh yeah, their upcoming turn looks pretty
Mm-hmm. I mean,
unexpected.
if you find the other gold, if you're lucky and the other gold is on the top, then you're probably okay. You just buy province and you're I think fairly happy with that. But
It's a painful hex.
yeah. I mean, given that your out was pretty unlikely anyway, I guess it's not that bad.
Could discard courtyard copper by forum courtyard. I don't know.
You can buy forum estate. It's not completely insane.
It isn't.
Even though it sounds even though it sounds like it. Keeping the courtyard is a little odd because
You're gonna draw 3 actions.
you actually have a good chance of drawing 2 actions.
You have a decent chance of drawing 3 actions.
Yeah.
All right, I
There's
made.
not. Yeah, I guess the bat's a little bit of upside if you.
NA Smith
It did
takes
work
a
out for
forum,
him.
by the way,
Okay,
so
and
that he's got that locust defense.
so, yeah, locust insurance
Well, there's also war, which if cat of
can't
the
hit.
year,
Oh, right, you're right. I was gonna say can't, but you're absolutely correct. Don't move that ferry. I'm not sure cat of the year should buy. Well, yeah, they probably can buy an advisor. I don't. Do you trash both?
oh, I don't think I like trash both.
I guess what is. Well,
You
do
have
they just have one other copper?
Yeah, you have 7 forums. Like,
Yeah.
you can deal with an extra copper. That keeps your bat alive a little, your vampire alive a little longer.
Yeah, that turn was super sad. Hey, N.A. Smith gets to trash the curse. Now there's just
And
a big, gonna be quite a big wolf den gap.
I think I'd bounty hunter the bounty hunter here.
N.A. Smith's problem is money, right?
Doesn't have any golds, that's for sure. I think, yeah, I mean, if you discard 2 copper, bounty hunter the bounty hunter, play the courtyard, I think you're guaranteed to be able to hit 6, but I don't know for sure if there's a copper down there.
Also, Cat of the Year's turn getting the forum rather than you could trash 1 copper, buy an advisor, and then on your next vampire play get the second advisor
Mm-hmm.
would have been, I think.
Perhaps Cat of the Year just really dislikes Advisor.
I love advisor so much. I won't be able to root for Cat of the Year if they keep betraying the advisor.
And this is. I just believe being like some physical pain playing. Oh, they got 3 coppers left. It's all good.
Okay.
I thought they
Yeah.
were down to fewer coppers. Trashing 2 there seems good to me. I would struggle so much playing Cat of the Year deck. This would just drive me to very slow play speeds.
You got to throw some advisors in there so your opponents also have to
Exactly.
click some things. So here we go, province. I think you still get an advisor under the assumption that you probably will get to play they go for the second bounty hunter instead. All right. Maybe that'll be fine.
Definitely something you want to have.
Yeah, maybe there's not time to fix all the unique stuff. So you don't want to start in on the advisor to this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vampire seems very likely to be unique for Cat of the Year or Bat, at this point. Hmm. Do you bounty hunter the courtyard here as a Smith? It's the only way I see to hit 6. Oh, well, other than discarding Bat.
They're just going to try and hit 8 via bounty hunter stuff, I guess, repeatedly.
Um, Good luck. Wait, no, he's gonna get another gold. Like, it doesn't make sense to have just 1 gold.
Why wouldn't you just get it then, though?
That is a good question. I would have liked to play Bat, trash a copper, and get gold there.
Third gold? No, I don't think anyone needs a third gold. But N.A. Smith probably needs a second one.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely province a couple more turns. Um,
No, I don't think that's order indifferent, Johns. Like, if you bounty hunter a province and don't buy a province, that you're like passing up on something. So that seems like the wrong order.
I mean, it may end up being order indifferent, but there are gonna be some draws where things can be different.
And also, I mean, of course, like playing a bat, trashing a copper, that just seems better than not doing that. So you had to give something up to get the province. It wasn't indifferent.
Right.
Diluted has no effect, presumably. But yeah, Cat of the Year could end up getting into economy trouble also.
Yeah, though they can still bounty hunter a forum, bounty hunter their night card,
Yep.
a few different things. There are definitely some hexes that can hit really hard here at the end. I don't know exactly which ones are still available that can do that, but
Yeah, War would hurt if it hit either player's bounty hunter or Cat of the Year's village. Maybe Annie Smith is done playing bats or like playing vampires and is just gonna bounty hunt another bat here.
yeah. I mean, if they're gonna try and just buy provinces, um, with the one gold and bounty hunter, then that could happen now.
Yeah, I don't see a way to play bounty hunter for coins and play a bat trash copper here. I don't. I mean,
I guess you can get. I mean, I guess you can buy gold and get both vampires back.
I'd just be really confused about the order, but sure.
We've got 2.5 hours played, or maybe my clock hasn't changed on my computer.
Wait, how do you
Yeah,
get?
just 1.5.
You can't get two vampires and a gold here.
Doesn't Is there a province in the exile?
No, you have to discard two cards here before you do anything.
Oh yeah, that the classic form, the classic +3 cards from form. That gets me all the time when I'm specking. Just yeah, it can just be one. The most recent form is always the best card played ever.
Whoa. What? What? What?
So
Interesting.
they are going for the double. They're going double vamp, but no gold.
No way to buy province.
No way to buy province. Well, I mean, they still can. I assume hit 8.
If they have two coppers, yeah.
It just takes bounty hunting.
I'm gonna do some investigation. Each one has one copper exiled, 7 in trash, 9 total gone. So that means that there are 5 copper out there in the wild. Yeah, I agree. John said provincing there is not good.
The Cat of the Year's vampire plays. I guess you just get another village or something. It's a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to think you can take a duchy. Maybe you have time to take a duchy.
I'd be somewhat tempted by island. Never mind. Not with seven forums.
See the problem for Cat of the Year is he could do some of that stuff. Like even if you get an island, it's hard to have a hand where you use it
Yeah,
because you already have all these bounty hunters.
I agree. I'm wrong about that. Duchy seems better than island.
And so if you have if he had some advisors, maybe you could get the hand size to do it. But I mean, in this case, you can always just do the bounty hunters, right? So
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I think I like getting a duchy. I don't think there's any way in which that, like, you can't make good on that. It's another unique for bounty hunter to exile, and it'd be I'd be incredulous if you couldn't find a good opportunity to get another duchy.
gold duchy, province duchy.
Yeah, I think it's very realistic for Cat of the Year to get to consistently buy province through exiling. If he gets a duchy, that's one. He can exile a bat. That's two. He can
Yeah.
exile a forum. That's three. He can exile courtyard, village, 5, 6.
Well, I think he has to exile a form now.
No, the bounty hunter, right?
I would wait. I guess you can pick. I think I would do 2 exiles. I would do a province and I'd do forum.
I see. Yeah, that's reasonable. You're not
And
gonna
then do
probably
and
miss
then do
that
province duchy.
seventh, your seventh forum.
Right. I mean, you kind of think you're going to do it eventually anyway. I would just get the province out of the deck.
Yep, no, that sounds good.
The I man, I wish Cat of the Year had some advisors though, but because there are going to be some hands that are close to being really really nice that won't quite be there just because of like one card lacking just in hand, any card basically. Um, you get a form hit, but he has 3, right?
Yep, and A. Smith had anticipated this possibility,
Yeah.
or just bought a third forum because it's a good card. But now when Locust hits it, ooh,
Yeah. I'll die if that happens. I'll be so happy if that happens.
I'd be pretty surprised actually if Cat of the Year manages to play another vampire.
But they need to, right? Otherwise, the duchy is pretty awful too, right? Why get a duchy if you're not going to?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. You got to
That
so you
was
got
my
to find
that
a
was my question about the
hmm.
duchy. I guess it's point neutral and an exilable thing, so it has that going for it. Um,
Well, I was thinking
but
there might
but
be a
you
turn
could,
where you buy duchy if you're, you know.
yeah, dancing.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a challenge for Cat of the Year to be able to bat a copper and buy province. That will be a challenge. I think it's possible, but it'll be a challenge.
Yeah, yeah. I won't be able to do the double bounty hunter plays.
Hmm.
One of them will have to be discarded or used as the target. Yeah, if you don't think you're getting another duchy, then there are a lot of things you can get that are point neutral, or there are a couple of things that are point neutral and exilable. Well, one anyway, maybe not a couple. There's a village and another bounty hunter, I guess. No, that's already in. What did? Yeah. Anyway, they do go with the duchy. Yeah, we'll just have to see. Yeah, courtyard J nails.
Drawing deck and then some.
It's the power of those advisors.
Yeah, no, this is looking nice. Aside from the fact that N.A. Smith is missing a gold.
Right. But they're scoring 9 here. And, well, possibly more. I don't know what the vampires are going to do exactly, but I mean, they could score as much as 15.
But if you don't pick up a gold, how are you ever going to hit province again?
Well, I mean, this hand already has 2 options, right? For bounty hunter.
Right. No, maybe it can work. Yeah.
I mean, this hand has 2. You can add duchies,
Yeah. No.
and then
Okay.
the bats. I mean, how many times do you have to do it?
I believe it. Yeah. No. I believe it. If you bounty hunter the forum here,
I mean, I think he probably bounty hunter a courtyard
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and top deck a forum.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That seems a lot better. And yeah, I like double duchy here. Leave nothing to doubt.
Oh no!
Yeah, that was the only thing that Locust could have hit.
A village, right?
Well, Village could have gained a courtyard, right?
Right, but that doesn't fix the
Oh,
unique
you're right. You're
issue.
right. Yeah. Womp womp.
Yeah, that line looks nice to me.
Yeah, I guess there was a 2 out of 3 chance of Locust coming up there. Hmm. Oh, wait a second. Catoftheyear still needs an estate, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh. That's why they're not in as good of a points position as they should be.
The courtyard hit hurts a lot too because you can't get the hand size now to do the things you want to do, like at all.
Yeah.
It's just everything is pairs of cards to do anything.
Yeah, I think the game was really close before that Locust hit, and now it's pretty strongly N.A. Smith favored.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cat of the Year just it was too many gains in the courtyard village spot to manage Wolfden stuff. Like those cards, obviously you wouldn't have had 4 of them, but a courtyard and 3 advisors versus the courtyard and a courtyard and 2 villages just doesn't seem close to me.
Yeah, I think there were 3. What I see, there were like 3 pretty big points of where the players made different choices. One was N.A. Smith went for the second vampire, which I like, having 2 of those guys. Another was going after advisor versus the village courtyard thing, and third was just a little thing, but N.A. Smith made sure that he held on to, in fact, all of his estates in exile, whereas Cat of the Year, I think, should not have like had an opportunity to discard an estate and trash a copper with bat, but instead trash the estate, and that's like a 4 point play.
Yep.
J Nails says that fear is the last hex. It's unclear which, whether Cat of the Year is going to actually get a vampire to be able to give out that hex. Likewise with NA Smith, like it's definitely. I think it's less likely for NA Smith to turn in a bat just because the coppers are really valuable in his deck.
Yeah, A. Smith may just be bounty huntering the bats at this point.
Yeah, he's got the option to bounty hunter, duchy, or bat, and both of those are going to be they just improve his deck.
Yeah. Yeah, and so he gets both bounty. Well, I guess he doesn't have two in deck, but the one bounty hunter play on one of those. So I'm not sure. I mean, did somebody else join or is that you? Yeah. Please turn your mic off if you join chat. Um, so what was I gonna say? I'm not sure there's a good line for Cat of the Year here. Um, I mean, you obviously keep playing to see if NA Smith draws a bad hand, I think.
I think you. I think what I'd want to do is get a vampire from that bat and then buy a vampire. I think that's what I'd like to do as Cat of the Year. Then the next turn your two vampires can gain Duchy Courtyard or Duchy Estate. Then you just
Are
leave
you?
them as bats.
Yeah.
And you have to hope that NA Smith can't province 3 turns in a row.
They're still pre-discard, so no getting excited about the hand.
I wasn't very excited.
It was a warning to myself.
But yeah, that's what I'd go for, and I think it's pretty trivial to get there. Here, like you play this courtyard, and you can almost certainly buy vampire and trash with bat to get vampire. I think I would have tried to. I don't know. Maybe holding on to bounty hunter is too greedy. I would have done it because like you have the choice of whether you exile the duchy or the province. Like you exile duchy if you absolutely need. Well, yeah, maybe you don't have a choice. Just your hand size is just too small.
There is another one, Cave. There's another bounty hunter in the bottom three here.
Oh, and there's a
Pretty
gold,
sure.
and there's a gold there. No, gold was discarded. Interesting.
Yeah, the goal was tossed.
Is there a copper? That's what I want to know.
I mean, there's a village. No, never mind. There's not a village. Wait. Yes, I believe there's a village, a bounty hunter. No. It can't be a
I
village.
see a village in the discard.
Yeah. But there's a bounty hunter. I don't know. I don't know what else.
There's definitely not a courtyard. I know that much.
No. They're just stopping and
Wait,
trashing.
what?
They're gonna trash the courtyard.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay. So you got 5 card hand size for the rest of the game.
Yep. Makes the bounty hunters so much worse.
Ooh. This could be. I mean, that's it.
Well,
Okay.
they can try to draw a copper, right? There's
Yeah, it's good to trigger that shuffle, but I don't think you bank on that. So you bounty hunter the duchy or the bat. Oh, but you can decide whether or not to play the last bat if you do draw copper. Yeah, it's great. It's a great spot to be in. Never mind.
yeah, I think they're
Because I think if you have the opportunity to trash copper with bat without losing out like this turn, I think that's just a good thing to do. You'll be able to play the vampire, get an extra 3 points next turn. It's not a big deal though.
yeah. Yeah. This is it's quite nice for NA Smith.
Yeah, I think we got an advisor and a forum as those bottom 2 cards. So now it just needs to see literally every coin in the deck, in addition to being able to bounty hunter a unique to get a province, but feels doable potentially for NA Smith.
This cat. Yeah. This is so rough. Okay, so now you discard forums, right? Well, I guess
Do
you're just losing
you?
if you buy.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess do you buy province or not is a question I have.
I mean, you'll lose. Probably. You could try it. Like advisor forum isn't. You know they have advisor forum. Um, I mean, I guess you just take double duchy. That's true. You didn't. If you're checking hexes, you know they're discarding, which is gonna hurt a little bit.
Oh, man, it's pretty wild. Envy would have been such a big player at this stage in the game, but it it came so early that nobody like it was nobody had a gold.
Mm-hmm. I guess the unfortunate thing right now for Cat of the Year is like this is the forums pretty much. So the bottom four are maybe scary to leave there. I don't know. There might be another forum
There
down in
is
there.
there is one
Okay.
forum in there. They
Okay.
bought 7 and have one in exile, so long
Okay.
as they didn't discard any.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
then it's probably fine to just stop and discard forums here.
yeah. I mean, there's definitely a path to victory if NA Smith does. If you can get 2 provinces in a row, play both vampires. Like, I mean, you're super one at that point. If you think NA Smith is going to get another province, is there a line? That's the other question. It would involve getting like you're out of uniques now, I think, except for duchy. So you get a duchy, you go up to 20 VP. So you can go up to 23 VP if you get double duchy. And what's NA Smith's situation? They've got um, a bat and a vampire, so they effectively have 24 VP, assuming they get to play vampire this turn. So if they buy province, you could still win with a province and an estate. How do you do that? Wait, you can do that. You have two vampires, right?
Yeah.
So duchy this turn, estate next turn with vampire. Yeah, you can win without taking province here. Well, N.A. Smith gets to do something with his vampire.
So now you've
I think you can tie next turn then. What? Why would you do this?
they're trying to play both vampires right now.
Seems unnecessary, but okay. See if one of them gains an estate.
I guess you get. I mean, and getting the other hexen is not bad either. Uh,
Gotta take the estate.
I don't think they're aware of the estate situation. Maybe we'll get to a spot where everyone's afraid to buy province and we empty the islands.
I mean, I don't think there's much vampire left in this game.
And just buying the islands one at a
Yeah, I
time.
guess. Yeah. I mean, if that goes on long enough,
There,
it'll be impossible for first N.A. Smith and then Cat of the Year to buy province.
there
Well,
may not be
Cat of
there
the
may not be
Year,
provinces for that. I mean, Cat of the Year has to get gold bounty hunter non-exiled thing.
yeah, I could see Cat of the Year keeping province a threat in a way that N.A. Smith couldn't for an extended green
I don't think
period.
it's much harder for NA Smiths. I mean, NA Smith's thing is gold, copper, copper. It's basically two coppers versus a gold,
I guess. Oh,
and then the
by the
and
way,
then
I was just gonna say that gold is a unique for N.A. Smith, so at some point he can buy a gold.
yeah, buy a gold.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
So I mean, NA Smiths obviously can get the increased deck size, and then uh, can still has some forms to filter stuff. So I think they probably have roughly similar abilities to do provinces, but
Okay. Oh, nice discard of vampire by Cat of the Year. That puts N.A. Smith in a spot where they probably don't feel safe to buy province. Wait, they can play courtyard to get the vampire. Okay, okay, okay. Never mind. So is it safe? You go up to 24 once you exchange vampire. You go up to 30 when you get province, and then you can get something else like a duchy. So you go up to 33. Cat of the Year can go up to
just one gain.
32.
But they can trash a court, or no, they already did that, right? They already trashed the courtyard. Yeah,
Yeah, so I think
they can't. All they don't have any other single uniques that they can access
yes.
with a bat. I guess a bat wouldn't work well anyway because it has to be exchanged. You'd have to be able to trash two things
Right.
and have both bats and all that.
So yeah, I think N.A. Smith can feel safe to take province, play vampire, take duchy. Little unfortunate that you only get to top deck one good card as opposed to the two you have now, but such is life. Yeah, J Nails also makes a good point. Cat of the Year is capped at a 5 card hand size, so they and they need 4
Yeah.
cards to buy gold or to buy province.
They need like a 10 card hand, a 9 card hand to do all the things that would be necessary. And they don't even have. I mean, the cards just aren't in their deck. So because it's the estate, I guess, is the Wolfden issue at this point.
Yep. We definitely have it easier being able to see both players' hands and or like been able to track both players throughout the game. And A. Smith given this a long think and does not go for it.
Yep.
So either I missed a reason why it isn't safe, or there was just a little slip up by N.A. Smith. Does get to get the remaining duchies here, which is pretty nice.
Yep. Still goes up to 30.
But giving Cat of the Year more time to get deal with that estate situation, because Cat of the Year just buys a state and goes up to 30.
That's what we wanted, truffles. Or we wanted exile, bat, and buy province.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you don't have to apologize. We can't control N.A. Smith. Not yet. Someday.
But this does require Cat of the Year to pick up on or accidentally recognize the estate uh, issue, because buying Island would not put them in a good spot.
I mean, what? So if they get the, I mean, if they get the estate, I mean, do you change a bat? Like, do you just stop, change a bat, and buy an estate, and then you have the threat to do additional gains in province, maybe?
Check. Let me check coppers again.
Well, you
So there
could
are
have,
5 out there. Yeah. So I think Cat of the Year has 3 coppers left. So Cat of the Year can trash a copper without losing Wolf Den points.
and there was also, I mean, there was always like forum options too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like. I would have liked that play. It looks like that's not what Cat of the Year is going for. But yeah, if you buy an estate and you turn a bat into a vampire, now you threaten like I guess you still can't threaten province and playing both vampires, but you can do one of the two. And playing both vampires means you get the 2 islands, which is going to be not losing you points.
Yeah, Cat of the Year is just going for N.A. Smith not getting there. Um,
I
toss the
think,
forum,
yeah, I think I tossed Forum there.
but you shouldn't have given them the bounty hunter. I don't think.
Well, they didn't
Because
toss a copper or a. Yeah, they didn't toss a copper, so this looks like winning.
this is winning, but the no, Johns, there's a copper in the bottom 3. Um. Oh, but these aren't exilable. Duchy's in. Duchy is in there, and province is
Oh, we
in there.
needed a bat.
Yeah, you needed the bat.
Yeah, the N.A. Smith.
There aren't 2 coppers, are there?
No, just one.
I guess copper is also definitely already in the exile, but I got there. I got there before you guys wrote it. I
Dang,
win.
you can't even buy gold here as N.A. Smith. I
We're
guess you just buy advisor and hope. Wait, what? Look at your exile, Matt.
look at all those bats.
Delicious.
I do think you. I guess it's not totally clear. The advisor choices are not easy for Cat of the Year at the end there. Well, some of them were, but the one that had Bounty Hunter in it was not, in my opinion. But they went with giving the Bounty Hunter.
Worked out. Now Cat of the Year is in a very strong position. Almost has it in hand, has 7 coins in hand.
Yeah, it's still kind of hard. I mean, I guess if you can draw a copper or a gold off the top, you just play for him first, right? You keep the village since you know this wins. Very nice. That was a really interesting game. Thanks, Wolfden.
Now it's 2-1. It was a very long game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're missing plus actions again.
Mm-hmm.
Which in turn means we're missing plus cards.
Yeah. There is a Artificer Hound,
Okay.
which may be worth doing. I think probably is. Just because of the cards and gain situation.
Yeah, and potentially you get enough of the artificers and you can make good on triumph.
There's nothing there's not a lot of nice there's not really nice way the chameleon synergies
You can play
anywhere
artificer as
particular.
way of the chameleon.
Yeah. Maybe some turns you just, if you have some terminal draw card, you might choose to do it at some point, but depending on shuffles and whatever.
Yeah, so we've got a 2-4 for NA Smith. We've got a 2-4 for Cat of the Year. With Curse Gold, of course, and the 2 coin hand, but that's probably maximally bad, I'd say. NA Smith's hand in particular.
Aren't they what's worse about NA Smiths?
Cat of the Year has the option of buying Overlord.
Oh, gotcha.
Without taking a curse. I don't know if that's a good thing to do, but I would definitely consider it because being able to play it occasionally as Witch could be pretty good. I think it's a good Overlord board.
Yeah, Overlord looks like it could do some stuff for sure. Um,
So NA Smith, do you take the curse and get what? Sanctuary?
yeah,
Artificer?
I think I get a 5.
Yeah, Sanctuary, presumably Steward.
Yeah.
But
It's not
yes,
even clear. It's not even clear to me if you want to dodge the debt or not, or it's not entirely clear to me anyway. Um, so I might just take an Overlord. Well, I take an Overlord. I don't know if the debt matters or not. Maybe you just do the 2 and avoid the curse.
I
No,
think I think I'd avoid the curse.
they're
But
taking it. If you take the curse, then you hmm.
I don't. Yeah, I think I prefer sanctuary? Question mark. Hmm. A curse for saving 3 debt. Hmm.
Gets a nice steward hand.
Better if he saw the curse, but speaking of which, this could be another steward for cat of the year.
Mm-hmm. That looks good.
N.A. Smith hasn't found his steward yet. That's pretty annoying. Huh. And playing this as Sanctuary, I guess you can tuck away the cursed gold, but you'd obviously like to tuck away an estate. That's right. I'm sure both players are thinking about how to play around Wolf Den right now.
Yeah. I have a feeling someone's just going to get the lion's share of the Artificer Hound stuff and just be way up.
Mm,
Goes ahead and plays an Artificer, which I think is not the angle yet. You can always do that later. I don't like not doing the thinning.
yeah. Trashing estate curse seems great to me.
I assume you. I don't know if you're going to top deck a Sanctuary or another Artificer.
I'd go Artificer.
And I think you should probably go ahead and take another Overlord. You're going to be able to do so much stuff just with Artificer things and trashing things for a few turns at least that pretty easy to end up with just a couple dollars and be more or less happy just paying debt. Though hound buys, of course, are not bad, so there's a cost to it for sure. Does pick up another Overlord. It would just be nice if this shuffle was super thin.
Got a Puka Chameleon play. Ooh,
There we
interesting.
go.
Interesting. The super money lender. That's pretty nifty.
Just get another Artificer.
Yep.
You could also put a hound on top.
Wait, isn't that?
You could be quite sad, but
I just
there
want to be
was
thin.
good odds of getting. Yeah, I mean, I think. Um, I mean, what are you gonna do here? You're gonna Artificer this hound for another hound.
Yeah. I mean, you'll be happy if you see your steward, or I guess your overlord. And A. Smith managed to find all of their junk, non-copper junk.
Well, you would like to find some of it with Steward J nails, to be honest. But Yeah, I mean, most turns they'll have something to do with the junk cards.
Two hounds here? Yeah, I guess you could do that.
You could get real if you don't find the Overlord. You can be real sad. Yeah, and this is. I mean, I guess you chameleon it, so it's
Yeah.
not the end of the world. But um, this is nice for Cat of the Year. Probably.
See if they take the opportunity to trash.
Yeah. The. I mean, it's nice that they drew one of the action cards instead of just another copper or something.
So I think I'd want to discard Faithful Hound. You could discard Faithful Hound Curse, and then you can Overlord as Chameleon Puka, pay off the debt, and buy a Faithful Hound. That's an option.
Hmm. I think I steward. I think
Yeah,
I would rather, or you could. Well, I think I think I just steward.
looks like the play. Thought the whole turn would have been planned out after the discard.
Yeah. All right. Well, they found artificers, so
Yep. I'm not actually too familiar with how this Artificer Hound stuff ends up normally going.
I don't know. I would just start by trying to get a bunch of them.
Agreed. But I'm
I
wondering,
don't.
like, once the hounds are out, what are you gaining with Artificer? More artificers, I guess.
More
And then
artificers. I
once
mean,
they run out, the game's almost over.
yeah. Then you could do merchant, or you maybe you're greening and you have a sanctuary or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's
Guess
probably
there's all this triumph stuff. So
right. If you can have the advantage in gains, you can probably set up a situation where you can gain a bunch of estates and triumph to win the game.
I'm not sure finding the artificer yet is good actually. Nerdbound. There's this same thing that Watery Winter was mentioning last time. You're not gonna have. I mean, you can top deck one still though, right? One, two, three. Yeah, you can still top deck one. So you need to not. Right, you didn't have to if you didn't draw it before. Or do they have two artificers?
No,
Yeah.
NA Smith has two.
Okay.
Hmm.
He probably clicked something in
Yeah.
the artificer interface. Yeah, I think you're just throwing all of these.
Yep. Well, neither player is thin.
I do wonder how Cat of the Year's thing would have gone if they'd trashed twice on their shuffle.
Yeah.
Because you still had the Overlord. You're still going to be able to go into all this. It wasn't like you had to use that Overlord to gain an Artificer right then.
Yeah, that's a risky play from NA Smith. I think they had one Artificer in 10 cards there. But they found it.
Yeah, that sounds good, Water Winner. I think it sounds good. I mean, I guess the other option is to try and empty the hounds.
Unleash the hounds. Yeah, I mean, you are guaranteed to have Artificers down there, so Cat of the Year takes this opportunity to win the hound split.
Yeah, that makes a big difference in the payload between the two of them.
I think it's 6-4. Anybody know for sure?
Now you can still gain the fives while thinning.
Hmm.
5-5.
Sanctuary is awkward here. You'd love to be able to play it and set aside the estate, but if you top deck an Artificer, you're going to draw it. Hmm. Maybe you have to choose not to play it.
You can chameleon the sanctuary.
Oh, nice. I didn't see that line.
It's because of all these peddlers around here convincing you it can't be done. Sanctuary just looks like another thing that chameleon doesn't have. Yeah. So anyway, that's what Andy Smith goes with.
So here you can get two Artificers. I think I like Overlord as Puka, Chameleon Puka, so you can trash a copper and get two Artificers, one of them top decked. There's an autoplay for setting aside with Faithful Hound, but Cat of the Year does not seem to have it turned on.
See if we see the puka.
I wonder if it's actually. I don't know actually know how the UI is for this. Like, do you have to
Well, I
have?
think when you pick the puka, there's a pop up,
It'll
or
ask you.
there are
Yeah,
two buttons that'll come up
right.
after you pick the puka. Lots of clicking. They are Anders.
Close to the witch. Okay. Whoa. Did not expect the overlord there. What are you going to do with those overlords once artificers pile?
I don't know. Play them as merchants. Maybe.
I mean, sanctuary, I guess, if you don't have a silver.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to like full on empty the estate. So when you do it, when you do your triumph turn, I guess you probably get 5 of them or so pretty easily. 5 or 6. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. There seems like a first mover disadvantage. Open yourself up.
I mean, it depends on how many of the estates. Well, yeah, could
It's
be
also
trouble.
better if you find yourself in a position where you can play a sanctuary and then triumph twice. Seems like that'll be pretty valuable if you can make that work, which you should be able to by playing 5 artificers. Well, best evidence we have is the Faithful Hound split went 4-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's 5-5. Chat has reported. Funny that nobody's managed to assemble all of the hounds yet.
I guess Cat will next turn.
Cat with so many hounds. Anti flavor.
I think I do still prefer the pukas over the witches. They're doing the witches, but I think losing the copper and then the extra $2 is probably better.
In this
Though I
case in
think
particular, because you get another artificer.
right. I think they're yeah. I mean
Well,
they're
never
kind.
mind. It's $1 extra because you have to trash the copper.
Oh right. Yeah. The they're kind of similar. They're similar barring whatever asymmetries between an extra card in your opponent's deck versus removing one from yours. So they're and the point, of course.
Yep, sure is close. By lowering curses, though, you do give yourself like more ending the game options. You give both players those options, of course, but it might end up being like the safest way to set up for a win.
I guess one thing you can do is a bunch of overlords as sanctuaries, and then the artificers get the curses. I guess sanctuary and or artificer similar. Once the artificers are gone, then the curses are basically and if you're ending it, then your triumph will make up for those curses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the curse gold.
Yeah, Cat of the Year gets started on the triumphing. A very modest triumph of 2 VP plus the estate. I guess importantly, Cat of the Year. nope, I'm just confused. Okay. N.A. Smith actually has the extra two estates in exile versus Cat of the Year's one.
Yeah.
But N.A. Smith
And
has,
that just has the curses, or
yeah,
more of the,
Curse
or
Trouble.
all of them, I guess, that are still around.
Hmm. N.A. Smith gains Sanctuary instead of Artificer there. Interesting play. And then buys nothing, chooses not to take 6 debt for an Overlord.
I think the Artificer was still probably safe cave. I think Cat is unlikely to chain that many of the cantrippy things together. I mean, they're truly not that thin yet.
They're
Um,
definitely not.
they're
There are 3 coppers gone out of the 12 total, and nobody's gotten rid of the Curse Gold. Curse Gold, by the way, pretty valuable card in in terms of like ending the game and getting an extra triumph off.
yep. Yeah, it's kind of up in the air right now whether the angle will be estates or curses, I think, for the piles. Um, I guess there's some world where we empty those two before we empty the artificers, but
I would feel very safe taking an Artificer as Cat of the Year here. Yeah, I think I agree with that during Winder. That maybe it would have been better to play the Overlord as Artificer to top deck one. Just really want to make sure you never have a hand without Artificer. Your whole deck falls apart then.
if you I guess if you I don't know how trackable this was in a Smith's deck, but there's some world where you might have an idea that they only have overlords in hand and you empty them.
Mm-hmm.
Though then you run afoul of, I guess, a triumph risk when they just play them as sanctuaries and take the curses.
Yeah. At this point, taking that last Artificer is super scary.
It's not really different, is it? Leaving one artificer is like the same as leaving 0 roughly,
Um, how so?
because you're going to put it on top and draw it, and then you can use it to gain whatever thing you would have gained by playing.
Right, because you have the 5
You have
Faithful
the 5
Hounds, which you're never
hounds.
playing, so you're definitely going to gain something.
Yeah,
Might
yeah.
as well be an Artificer. Yeah,
So one doesn't look different to me than 0. Um, two two does, but
yeah.
one doesn't, as far as perspective on your opponent being able to end it.
So does Cat of the Year face a risk of losing if he doesn't triumph here? Because if NA Smith sees the cursed gold,
I don't think emptying artificers impacts uh NA Smith's ability to end it in any way. Well, I mean, yeah, no, I don't think it does. I don't think the duchy matters, but maybe. I mean,
yeah,
if they empty artificer, he cannot gain duchy because he's not going to be able to. I mean, if he draws an artificer, but anyway.
I think it's going to be very difficult for NA Smith to pile out on his turn.
Yeah, I don't think the top 4 cards are gainers, you know.
Yeah.
So, and that's what they have to be. You know, the top 4 cards have to be artificers, sanctuaries, overlords.
Also, I
Right.
don't think one triumph is enough for NA Smith if he's gaining curses with all the gains. There's like 2 non-curse gains, so that's 3 VP. That brings him up to 2 VP. He needs to double triumph to be able to actually end on a win.
Right. Yeah, that's why he needed like tons of gainers on top for it to
Yeah,
work.
it was overly defensive for Cat of the Year, but probably fine. I don't think there's any risk there, Wandering Winder. Like, I mean, well, I guess Cat of the Year didn't change the equation in terms of NA Smith still needing exactly 2 triumphs to win. So maybe Cat of the Year's seemingly defensive play was actually made it more likely, albeit still very unlikely for him to lose. So he needs like Cursed Gold and Sanctuary as the top 2 cards of the deck, or the top 3 cards of the deck, or something.
Yeah, some number of overlords, artificers, sanctuaries, curse golds.
Well, he's out of Overlords. He's got them all in his hand, and he has
Okay.
exactly 2 Sanctuaries. So,
But
well,
what
there's the
about
Cursed Gold.
I mean, what about artificers?
Artificer, right, gaining Curse. Oh, yeah, this is possible.
Right. I mean, but they have to be stacked on top basically. You still need so many gains.
I mean, you just need one more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No.
That's it. He's got it.
Don't you need 2 more? You need 2 more. Because you have to buy the triumph twice, right?
Okay, Curse Gold brings curses to 3. You need to gain 3 from some other sources.
Yeah, he still
Yeah.
needs 1 more gain. So, but again, if either of the top 2 cards,
No, he's got it in hand. Right? He's gaining an Artificer. He plays 2 Artificers and an Overlord. That's 3.
no, but one of the artificers is gaining an artificer.
No, that's the Overlord that was just played.
Oh, maybe they
I think it's in hand, right?
it may
Okay.
be in hand.
Because he gains Artificer, plays Artificer, gains Curse, plays
1,
Artificer, gains
2,
Curse, plays Overlord,
3, 4. Yeah. No, you're right.
gains Curse, and then gains the
You're
last
right.
Curse with Curse
I
Village,
was
has 2
not.
buys.
I was missing the in play overlord, as you said.
We just have to count points, sure. I mean, that's going to be 5 and 6 VP triumphs. So that's needs to overcome 2 VP of curses. So 9 VP Yeah, I think he ends with exactly 8 VP,
Yeah,
if I'm
that
not
curse gold play
mistaken.
was killer.
Yeah. I'm actually underestimating it. I think it wins by 3 VP.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's so many gains. The estates are, or the triumphs are huge.
Oh, as Witch even. Brutal.
All right.
Well, that does decrease the triumph points, so
Yeah, yeah. It's actually net loss on the points, isn't it?
it's even apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Because he goes from, yeah, the 2 VP extra coming from triumph versus a net one, like plus 1 VP minus 1 VP
Yeah,
situation, so
yeah, yeah.
net
They're break
even.
even.
But he had one fewer junk card in his deck at the end, so seems like the correct play.
No, but it's cooler to have um the curses in your deck
At some point,
and
you have
and
to,
win.
like, there are different layers of counter signaling. Like, it's tough to stay on top of the stylish win meta. But yeah, NA Smith up
You,
3 1.
you think we've gone back around to subverting the expectations
It's very well
that you need,
possible. It's all cyclical.
but now getting a bunch of curses isn't can't be stylish. I guess I'm just old fashioned.
Looks like Cat of the Year beating themselves up. Wait, why did I take that Artificer? Well, I think the bigger problem was the Cursed Gold. Yeah,
Yeah, but leaving two artificers also
is also safe. Yeah,
is also gonna not allow that.
but yeah, NA Smith at match point. This is a first to 3.5 wins, takes it all. So NA Smith could also tie, which would be really impressive as player one.
I don't know that I've ever seen a like a game. I mean, I guess it probably has happened. I'm trying to think where like first player basically is putting it in a position where second player is forced to tie. I guess that comes up. Not that they take the tie, but where that's the only thing that's likely to happen. Um,
So here we have something a little more conventional than some of the past boards, although Ironmonger is kind of the usual source of plus actions. And then you've got City Quarter option, which looks pretty good with like Wine Merchant payload.
right. Yeah, the challenge here, I guess, is are you just like purely on the wine merchant, or are you trying to splash some bank stuff in?
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
maybe you're just all in on city quarter wine merchant stuff.
I think if there was a conventional village, the bank thing would be more attractive. But like if you try to play for the bank thing, Ironmonger's not going to be a very consistent village, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 2-5 for NA Smith, he ends up going with a cartographer, which is a little surprising to me. We've got a double lookout for Cat of the Year, which is also a little surprising to me, but not as surprising.
Yeah. One assumes they'll take a silver now.
Yeah, Ironmonger was the other like thing that I might have expected in the open.
Yeah. But I don't I think double lookout is totally reasonable.
Agreed.
I wouldn't say that clear ironmonger at all to me. I mean, particularly if what you have in mind is to do city quarter stuff, then that's gonna really do nice things for you.
This is
Um,
an interesting choice of how many coppers to discard as NA Smith. I could see 0.
I think it is right. I guess it. Well,
You discard one and you're guaranteed to hit three. If you keep them all, you have a chance to hit four in trash. Yeah, there it is. The high roll. It was like a 50% chance, I guess, at that point.
medium rare. The I guess now you're taking an Ironmonger. If you're crazy, buy a Fiatum.
That would be pretty wild. That seems like I have three lookouts for some reason in my deck. Whoops, kind of play.
No one has 3 yet.
Yeah, they both have two, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
which seems like the number I'd want, but I know some people like Steph like to go in real ham on the lookouts.
I didn't actually see Seize the Day was on the board until just now.
That's
That
okay.
that'll be a thing at some point.
One would hope.
Oh,
Whoa,
they didn't.
the
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
Fioto.
shouldn't have said it.
Oh
That
my
was
goodness.
my fault.
Mick takes full responsibility.
Sorry, everybody.
Dude, great draw though. Like he gets to buy a wine merchant or patrol.
Yeah, I mean that's true, Steph. I think that's true, but unfortunately, not quite there. They did get the shuffle though. I guess. I mean, I guess I don't know if it actually will help them, but it's what you would want given the buy, I guess.
Yeah, you got to look out on top in those five cards. I think you take a wine merchant. You're gonna want that plus buy, and that's the only way to get it.
But are they going to be able to use plus buy? I mean,
What would you take there?
I don't know. I'm not sure how I would build the deck that has these silvers in it now, to be honest. I'm not sure what they're yeah. Sad.
Well, now you
Yeah,
can get rid
sad.
of one of the silver. Maybe you just wanted two silvers, you know?
Yeah. I just don't know what the deck is headed for when you put those silvers in like that. Right. That's the deck that you can do with it. The just by province deck, but it's kind of rough. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna try and just by province, you would, I guess, take a patrol over a wine merchant. So now NA Smith is going to be clean, and then
Hmm.
buy a wine merchant.
The ironmonger in the middle is a little interesting. I guess it helped. Hmm. No, it's just interesting. It all worked out, but I'm curious about well, what N.A. Smith was thinking about. Like lookout, then ironmonger, then lookout.
What's Cat of the Year do here? Ironmonger Patrol, Ironmonger Cartographer, another wine merchant Ironmonger.
Definitely agree that ironmonger is a good idea. Yeah,
I
maybe
guess you could do.
cartographer.
Gold Patrol. So the ironmonger is missing the shuffle.
The wine
Or
merchant, yeah.
the wine merchant. Yeah, the wine merchant. Sorry.
The ironmonger is absent in Cat of the Year's plan.
in the deck.
Yeah.
The ironmonger is missing the deck.
All right. Will N.A. Smith finally be able to trash his overgrown estate? Stay tuned.
Well, one of our players is going to play with City Quarter,
Yep.
and one of them is probably just going to play money. So the bank. Like, I just don't even know. Like, from this point on, Cat of the Year provinces every turn.
I don't
It
like
still probably loses, right?
I don't like the bank if you're doing money anyway. You have to get crazy lucky to be able to see like bank and wine merchant in the same turn. And if you're not, then bank being better than gold is super like situational.
Right. There aren't a huge number of
There are at least as many cases
shuffles.
where gold will be more valuable than bank in a relevant sense. So yeah, N.A. Smith cleaning up decently. Um, see if it's time to add the city quarter.
10 isn't like the nicest number ever, really.
How do you feel about wine merchant city quarter pay off 3 debt?
Right. You could try that. And that's reasonable. I was kind of not thinking through the city quarter, how you could work around the city quarter or work around the debt and the wine merchant thing.
Yeah, I think that's my preference.
Just goes with double wine merchant.
Okay.
That's, yeah. They do get the wine merchant back on a province by. See, this is a problem that Cat of Year is just going to draw hands that have the lookout in this.
Mm-hmm.
And um, gets a nice find on the ironmonger to hit the village.
Could do ironmonger wine merchant. Just city quarter. Huh. Doesn't want ironmonger and 2 debt.
You think you go ahead and they didn't use some money that turn, right?
Correct.
Yeah, you just use it and make it be debt or
Yeah.
make yeah. So I agree. That's a you definitely take the two debt ironmonger, whatever whatever analogy for that price.
I think cartographer into ironmonger. I assume. Not the best ironmonger, but you know that going in. Or not the best city quarter.
Yeah. Still still quite good.
Yep, you get to look out guarantee trash or copper once you ironmonger here.
Well, he left the copper on there, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
You don't have to ironmonger because
Gotcha.
you want to try and draw this. This is actually yeah.
Nice. Imagine we go wine merchant, city quarter, 1 debt.
Yeah, that seems nice. You could shift more of the debt into an ironmonger if you wanted to be a little bit more um safe, or this is another way to be more safe.
That's good. You can discard 3 of those, and yeah.
We don't discard 3 of them, but
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you discard 2 wine merchants and the non-wine merchant copper. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, he discarded
Oh,
one.
oh,
My bad. Yeah, yeah.
I 3.
Top text 3. That's what
It's
I was thinking.
whatever.
Oh, this didn't work.
This is why you need some ironmongers in this deck, probably.
This is quite unlucky, I think. He's got 2 ironmongers and a city quarter and a cartographer. Hmm. Might just buy ironmonger here.
If you think you're ever buying another city quarter, you still just go ahead and take it, right? Like if you think you're ever buying another city quarter, I guess there's some night watchman considerations, but
I see what you're saying. He might
like
actually need the actions to be able to play the wine merchants he has, so
yeah, the ironmongers may not village at all. So
I guess
yeah,
cartographer helps set that up.
I think NA Smith is actually underplaying the debt interaction with the wine merchant.
Hmm.
Or I mean, basically, there have been times where he could have paid smaller amounts of the city quarters and gotten more cards. Um, that I think has been a mistake on NA Smith's part.
Uh, whoa, interesting. It all worked out, so I assume it was a brilliant plan. So if you take 2 wine merchants, then you're going to want to take ironmonger and city quarter, I think. Could take
How much?
2 city quarters.
The problem here is going to be actions, I guess, for trying to do a finish. People in chat are talking about a finish, which there may be one here, but
Huh? Oh, seize the day.
yeah, to empty province.
Right.
But I don't know if there's a really good line for it or not. The this aspect this night watchman interaction with the wine merchants that get called or get returned from the tavern mat is really cute.
Yeah.
So that you have a deck full of actions or a discard pile full of actions for the city quarter.
It's looking great. The only thing NA Smith needs to like make sure to set up is Ironmonger hitting at least 1 action, which should be pretty trivial, unless all those cards are bottom decked or something.
Well, they won't. They oh, do they even need that many actions at this point? I guess I'm not sure.
So has Cat of the Year seized?
No,
Neither player is gonna buy seize a day. That's hilarious.
but Cat of the Year couldn't really. I mean, there wasn't like any point for them.
But even well, I wasn't paying
I mean,
attention, but if you
besides
whenever you miss
besides like
province, that seems
the
like a
start of the
time,
game.
right?
Yeah, but did they?
Yeah.
Well, a long time ago, right?
Not
Yeah.
really. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
were
okay.
already
No,
once
I
you
take
start
or
provincing and you miss
no,
province,
no, no. Yeah. I agree. I agree.
turn
I just
10,
yeah,
there was
yeah.
a patrol buy that could have been a seize the day. They would have been one turn ahead basically, assuming the patrol didn't wasn't critical to that.
Yeah.
What happened here? Why didn't NA Smith set up The Ironmonger.
I don't know.
That
They just didn't.
seemed
They just didn't
like.
do it.
Oh no.
Well, they seized. They're gonna take a turn and win now.
Maybe. Oh man. Like, Cat of the Year said GG's
Yeah.
and didn't resign. I don't like that. I feel like that would be so tilting as a Naismith here if you like don't manage to win. Looks like it's gonna work out. Well, hold on, hold on. All right.
They
Oh,
just did that so we could have C's bot. That was why. We didn't get the
yeah,
game to
yeah.
have both players
There we
ignore
go.
C's.
So that's a 4-1 victory for NA Smith. He moves on to the semifinals, where he will be playing against, let's see, the winner of Nerdbound and RTT, which I believe was Nerdbound.
It's Nerdbound.
Yeah. So, and there's one more quarterfinal match in this tournament yet to be played. Freaky versus J Nails. That'll be taking place on Tuesday. So, yeah, more fun Dominion to come. Thanks for commentating with me, Mick.
Yeah, that's great.
See y'all next time.
Bye.